It's amazing the lengths that people go to save a bird.
In an inconspicuous location surrounded by a canopy of trees in the town of Freedom, you'll find Avian Haven. It's a type of vet hospital that specializes in the rehabilitation and welfare of birds and even turtles.
We aren't a zoo, we're not open to the public. We are a wildlife rehabilitation facility, so the birds that are coming in, we want them to be going back out into the wild, and that's always the goal. They're getting a range of care here, whether it's being in an intensive care unit where they're provided with heat and baby formula, or when they graduate up to being in a larger enclosure and then ultimately to being outside where they can be in a flight cage and mingle with other birds prior to being released.
However, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the nonprofit's transporters. These are drivers who clock thousands of miles from where these abandoned, orphaned, or injured birds are found to taxi them here to Avian Haven. Jane and Gary Scott of Swanville are just a few of these dedicated volunteers.
From eagles to hummingbirds to woodpeckers, everything. Yeah. I don't know if there's any we haven't really had yet.
The most we ever traveled in a day was about 300 miles, I think. We probably did like 4 or 5 different runs that day.
Kathleen Lally is another volunteer. She's been an extra set of hands at the nonprofit for the past 5 years.
Rewarding to take care of a bird and to watch that bird get better and then be released.
Lee Hallett says Avian Haven could always use more volunteers on a weekly or monthly basis.
Northern Maine, for example, is an area where we desperately need more transporters. We get calls all the time from up in the county, from down east, and it's really hard. We just have a handful of really dedicated drivers there.
To volunteer or for more information, log on to avianhaven.org. In Freedom, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.